Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Welcome to Melanated Mondays, and I hope you are here to get your Mondays melanated. Y'all know what it is. Roll call. All right, Miss Destiny.
Hi, everyone. Happy Monday. I hope y'all are ready for today's podcast.
Miss April.
Hey, y'all. Let's get it melanated.
Miss Nikita.
Hi, everyone.
And I'm Demi. Welcome to Melanated Mondays. We are missing our other counterpart, Miss Dee Dee, but hopefully she'll be with us next episode. All right, so for this episode, we're getting a little juicy. We're jumping on the bandwagon of the Derek Jackson issue that's going on right now on social media. So take it away, April J.
Okay, y'all. We all know the Derek Jackson situation. Derek Jackson is I'm not sure if he's just a social media guru, a relationship guru of some sort. And he's been cheating on his wife for pretty much as long as they've been together, allegedly. And so everybody's been hyped up in that conversation. There's been a lot of negativity, of course, aimed at him, and a lot of concerns aimed at her, or concerns about her state of mind that was going on. But I think I wanted to more so talk about relationship goals and how we look at other people for them being the relationship standard, or how things should look, and just what a healthy relationship looks like in general. And I like the fact that we are such a diverse panel, because we have different levels of experience in this situation, in this topic. And not saying one is good or bad or indifferent. It's just saying that there are different situations. And my personal feelings on it is that there is no one fit for a relationship. There's no, this is how a relationship is supposed to look. And if you have not checked these boxes, then you're right, wrong, or whatever. And I think that we get caught up in trying to look for, or trying to determine what a perfect relationship is supposed to look like, and something to model things after, when the answers that we're all looking for are within ourselves, and being complete with ourselves. But let's make it a little bit more interesting. I know Nikita had some thoughts that I really wanted to hear whenever she heard the information, because when we brought it up, she was like, ugh, don't get me started. So I like to have a little listen at what her feelings are and go off that. What you thinking, Nikita?
Well, Mr. Jackson is an interesting character. And I agree with you, April. I don't think that people should be basing their how they see their lives off of somebody else's life, because everybody's different and everybody operates in a different way. But Derek Jackson is a self-proclaimed relationship guru. So I think that's the part that really trips a lot of people up. Like, he is the one who says that, like,
he's an expert.
Right. He all of these things to these women, and the things that he says, it really makes sense, and a lot of people agree with him. So, like, and he's been doing this for years, so he has a following, and the part that gets me is that in his, I don't even know what number video it was.
Was it the one he was critiquing himself?
Yes, it was the one conducting an analysis of the first video that him and his wife posted, and he was doing it in third person, and the fact that he was doing it in third person, like, he's like now in this pattern of behavior where he's doing all the things that he's been telling all of these women and all of these people not to do for the last how many ever years he's been doing this. And he took himself literally outside of the relationship. It was talking about it like he wasn't a part of it, and then had the audacity the audacity to tell these women that, oh, it's not all your fault that you believed in me. What? Doesn't make any sense.
Shouldn't put a man on a pedestal. Shouldn't put one person on a pedestal.
To be quite honest, I feel like he's a hypocrite. He's a manipulator. He's a misogynist. He is everything a woman don't want as a man, and that's just how I see it. Okay, so he's been a relationship guru for years because I started watching him in Hawaii. And at first, when he first came out, he wasn't super popular, but he was doing his videos in his car. And some of his stuff was good advice. It was more so he first started off trying to uplift Black women and tell Black women, you are beautiful. Don't accept somebody treating you like crap, pretty much, saying that you deserve the best. So when he first started, he was good. But then when he became very popular, his following started to get really large. He started to make money and all that stuff. He started to begin to really bash Black men. Now, I'm not here for the bashing of Black men or Black women. I'm not here for neither one. And I couldn't get all of his point of views, but I can kind of see where he was coming from. But at the same time, I remember one video he was just going in on how Black men, or just men in general are just crap. But he would bash Black men really bad. And I remember telling my friend one day we were at the beach, I was like, something just not right. He's too good to be true. Something just don't add up. There's no way this Black man is just this perfect to where he don't make no mistakes and he got all the answers in a relationship. Kid you not. For years, nobody knew he had a wife, first of all. No one knew he had a child. As many times I have watched his videos, I've never known that he was in a relationship or had a child. And maybe too, I didn't watch all of his videos. He probably did speak about it, but I just didn't see it. Either way, yeah. And so I already had figured something wasn't right. And then so I just didn't like the fact that he bashed Black men. Yes, Black men do some crazy stuff. All men do crazy stuff. The same way I hate when Black men bash Black women. Yeah, Black women crazy, we know, but it's also other cultures that are crazy just like us. Women are crazy altogether. Don't matter what culture you come from, you're just not gonna treat people like crap. Either way, what I didn't like about it is the fact that, like Nikita said, he's been preaching this for years, and he is not practicing what he's preaching. You have made millions off of women who have bought your merchandise, your books, your CD. Like, he has made millions off of this lie that he has been living. What gets me is that you're living a double life. You're selling this story to people, but yet you are that same exact man that you're bashing in your videos. You're that same man that goes home and do that to his wife. So you telling me the same advice you giving to Black women, your wife shouldn't take that advice and up and leave you? Now, I know she said in the video that she did leave him and she didn't come back till he got his life together and, and all that good stuff. To be quite honest, sis should have never came back. I'm sorry. I do agree that every relationship is not perfect, and there is no checkbox. There isn't, and I even have to learn that in the beginning of my marriage, because you get this false idea of what a marriage is, and you try to live up to these standards. In reality, everybody's marriage is not like that. Everybody is different, is their own person, and you got to make it work for y'all. But what I don't understand is how she allows herself to stay in that position with this man who has completely and constantly defiles her by cheating on her multiple times, and he has admitted to it, and then just saying it in the video as if he has no remorse for it. I don't know if he probably don't repent to God, and that he probably ain't got no remorse no more, and he feel like it's been gone and whatever. But I don't understand how she can stay with someone who has continued to disrespect her as his wife and as a woman. Like, I don't get that. I don't see how you stay around after doing that so many times. It's gonna come to a point where I demand respect as your wife. you're going to respect me, and if you love me like you say you do, and you took your vows seriously, especially how they're proclaiming to be Christians, it don't add up to me. It don't add up to me. But again, her video was even alarming. I'm not gonna lie. I could only watch a few minutes of that before I had to turn it off, because baby girl like she was brainwashed. Like she was talking like a robot, and I couldn't finish it.
I am not. Like, I was like,
yes. I could not finish it. She was talking like she was a robot, like she had rehearsed this. And I was like, something ain't right with you. I don't know what it is, but it ain't right. Even her sitting on the couch, homeboy was holding her hand so tight. Like, I think he knew that she was going to get up and walk off. He is a hypocrite, the biggest hypocrite I done ever seen. And first of all, don't make merchandise shirts that say black men don't cheat, and you one of the biggest cheaters. Like, do not. Like, he's had books, he's had shirts. Like, how in your mind do you go to sleep at night and you doing exactly what you telling women not to accept? I don't get it. And it's not one time. No, it's not just no one affair. He's had multiple affairs. But then also, don't go and blame it on your relationship with God while you cheated. No, my brother, admit your sin. You did it. It was you. It had nothing to do with God. It was you. And then that was my other issue. The way they were bringing God into the situation, it made me really question what kind of Christian they are, because I ain't never heard that religion. Not the type of Christians they talk about. I don't know what that was. But again, I feel like she maybe tried to have grace with her husband and tried to stick it out, because most women do, you know, because you do accept sometimes people make mistakes. I get that. And you stick around and you make it work and you figure out why those certain things happen. I get that. I've known people who have stayed after, you know, people stepping out on them, and it has made them stronger, if anything. But I'm sorry, I couldn't do multiple mistresses, because I'd be in jail. I couldn't do multiple men.
I hope Ruben hear this. Hey,
listen. Oh, we don't have this
if he come up missing.
Listen, we don't have this conversation, but I just don't see how. I don't see how. And I really want to question her. Like, I really want to question how she personally felt about him on this platform as a relationship guru and selling all of this stuff to women, but yet he was a complete opposite at home. I really want to know her mindset. Like, what made her feel like it was okay for her to stay or for her to accept him? No.
I don't feel sorry for her because they posted that video, and then in the comments of that video, they were selling a book about that situation.
Yes, because
I think their book is called Healing Together.
They know what they were doing. They were just trying to get back.
No, they definitely do. And like I told my husband, I think it is a publicity stunt.
Yeah.
Because it was too much of a coincidence. The book came out the day before the video came out, and then it was on sale during the whole fiasco. So he knew what he was doing. And well, they both did. They both knew what they were doing. And so maybe they know it's gonna get this type of response. I don't know. I don't know what kind of response they thought they was gonna get, but it wasn't what they thought. I don't know. But my thing is too, is when I lost it, when the mistress decided to show the text messages. That's when I lost it.
She had all the receipts.
Girl,
the receipts was there.
Girl.
You see that?
Yes, the pictures of the house. Oh my God.
Oh, she had
So,
all the receipts.
listen, I was like, well, maybe these are old. I said, maybe these are old text messages, like he cheated years ago. Girl, the date say March 10th. I was like, this was a few days ago. So you are literally still doing you, boo. Like, I don't understand. And I really hope, but usually iPhone will say the year. If it's not the current year, it will say the year of the text message. It will say the date and the year. That thing said March 10th and gave the time. I was like, so that's this year. So that means just a few days ago. It's only been, it's the 27th. It's not been how many days? Not that long.
It's a journey. the journey.
He was sitting outside of the mistress house recording the reaction to his wife video in the bonnet. How you do that?
In the bonnet. What's
In the
no, that was that
No,
helmet.
it wasn't a bonnet. It was the salvation of
the
helmet
helmet of salvation. Yeah, we not gonna call it no bonnet.
Yeah, it's not a bonnet. But listen, but then to that side too, I didn't like how social media got on her about how she looked. I feel like everyone tried to, not everyone, but mostly people tried to put the blame on her as if it was her fault that he stepped out. I'm sorry, I can't be vulnerable with my husband and look a hot mess when I want to, and he can't love me for how I look.
She wasn't with her husband at this point, though. She wasn't with her husband. She was with her husband and everybody in the living room, everybody on the internet.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yes.
At home.
Yes.
At home.
Yes.
She chose to get on there and she knew. And he
but she
knew.
was comfortable. But she was comfortable.
It's an image. It's an image that you put out there. If you we come on this podcast, you know, like, okay, say it's our pajamas.
I'm buzzing right now.
And we look a certain way, people may have a judgment of us. You know what I mean?
So. Of course they will. Of course. But I'm saying she was in her natural state. That's how she looked in her house. And homegirl probably didn't want to watch the video. She probably didn't want to do the video.
When you put yourself out there, you know what's gonna come back.
But that's her first time being out there.
That's the same thing. No. It's the same thing when I choose to walk out this house. I say, okay, I'm either in my I don't care mode or I want to have a little bit of care. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever level of care. Yeah. I know that when I leave my house, matter of fact, when I leave my room, my children gonna judge me to a certain level. My husband gonna judge me to a certain level. So
I guess I don't care.
So I have to at some point accept that, all right, what am I willing to take? And whenever she hopped on to internet, she knew what was coming. She knew, and I tell you, she knew because one, her husband is in the industry. I looked at her IG because she kind of intrigued me at this point. So I hopped on her IG and I seen, you know, she wasn't a stranger to the public. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that her level of popularity was above ours, but I'm saying that she wasn't a stranger to the public. So therefore she knew, and she wasn't somebody that was, you know, because some people are detached. Like they like, I'm never on social media. I don't have no feelings. So they kind of detached themselves from that world, which then I would have been like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Makes sense. She not into that, but she knew.
I think she knew, but I don't know.
So
that's why
to me,
I feel like she was comfortable in her house.
No, to me,
I feel like she was comfortable. I feel like she was comfortable. I feel like, why should you have to dress up to play? First of all, my thing is, she was looking like she didn't want to be there in the first place. So why are you gonna dress up to play this part?
Video like that though, like
she got several.
Watch it. Yeah. Like I think, you know, especially with your husband being who he is in social media, I feel like there's a certain a cheater, but no, but I mean someone that people look at, like, you know, people are gonna watch.
He's a social media personality.
And then especially because they came out with this, people are they're gonna navigate to this. They're gonna be like, yeah, I want to watch this, you know. And then her second video, of course, is gonna gain traction. You know what I mean? So she knew what she was doing. I feel like, I don't know.
I disagree. Look at Beyonce, and that's my thing, because I had the same before all of that came out, and everybody was saying, "Well, look at all these celebrities." Yes. I was thinking the same exact thing before all that had came out, and I had made a comment, and I guess that's my argument stand. You got all these beautiful women who was cheated on, probably kept themselves up all the time because they were in the spotlight and still got cheated on. So are y'all telling me that if she put herself together,
I'm not talking about
she would not got cheated on?
That's not what I'm just saying. In the media, I'm speaking to the fact that people talking about her image when she's on these recordings, not necessarily like when you're in your home. Yeah, because I be doing the same thing. You know, like you said, like you're comfortable, but it's when you're making a video to go public to talk about something that you're making private to public. You know, in front of all the people, you want to have a certain image, or you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
But what was really wrong with her?
You are fully engaged in what you're putting out there, unless, I would say, unless you're not fully mentally there. Now,
and that's why
I can say that maybe it's like the subtle signs, you know what I'm saying? You see it as, oh, I'm tired, but after somebody been tired for so long and somebody been, you know, changing their appearance and the way, like when a smile starts getting dimmer and dimmer, something else is going on. And that's it, another reason why I went on her social media, because I was like, you know, who is this lady, you know?
Yeah.
And I saw that she is someone that, I don't want to use the word homely, but so she's not like the
girly type.
She's not gonna be Beyonce. She's not gonna be a Beyonce. However, she did show effort throughout her social media. You know what I'm saying? She showed times when she tried to doll herself up and it still wasn't up to par. So that part to me was kind of weird, because it was like, with her husband being in social media and having a social media platform, it would seem as if there would be a conversation like, oh, or at least some connections, you know, because she even mentioned, like, on one of them, she was like, her makeup artist used to be, or is Cardi B's makeup artist. Like, she had her before she blew up. And so therefore she knew these level of people, and she had these level of connections. However, it was still almost like, it was almost like me going in there and doing my own makeup, and I would say my makeup looked better than what she was presenting herself as, you know what I'm saying? But if you have people around you, at some point you say, hey, you know, hey, try this one instead of that concealer, or do this instead of that, you know? And so, like I say, her social media, it gave me messages of that she wanted to be in a spotlight, but for some reason, maybe she ain't coachable or something, because like I said, her foundation wasn't matching. And if I understand that, and I understand very little about foundation, if I can see that this is like, you got a mask on, and you on social media taking pictures, maybe something ain't all the way connected. I don't know.
Maybe she don't know how, but like you said, she's not coachable, or maybe she never reached out to do makeup. And like you said, she's a homely person, so maybe she didn't care like to put that effort into it.
No, she was putting the effort. That's the thing. She put in the effort, but it's like, she wasn't listening to people saying, maybe that ain't flattering. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So maybe she not, that's what it came off to me. Maybe she not coachable. Maybe she like headstrong. Oh, I know everything. You don't got to tell me nothing. Oh, you know, which, you know, do you, if that's a presence you want to put off, whatever. But I don't know.
What if she didn't have those?
Someone right for me.
Have those friends though? What if she didn't have those friends? I looked at her social media. I looked at her social media. Yeah.
So therefore, it was there. She threw events. She throws events that she talks about. Like, she's not a guru in her field, but she does put on events, and she does go to his signings and things like that. So she's there.
No, I get that. I'm saying how do we know? Because really, we don't know their life, and we're not in their home. We're basing
because I looked at her social media.
But a picture can only say but so much. So
it said that she has her own events. She is putting on events. So if I'm putting on an event, I am branding something, and she is trying to doll herself up. I'm not saying that she's trying. Like, she putting herself out there, and she's like, and she has people around her because she's gone on vacations. She got people around her. So she's in positions to be told, but I don't know if she's receiving the message. Like, you know,
but that's what I'm saying. I get what you're saying, but I'm saying, how do we know that those people in her circle are actually her friends and saying, hey, yo, I don't think that looked good, or hey, let me fix that? Because sometimes you got friends that let you just go out looking like boo boo the fool and don't even warn you that you look like crap. So we can say that's in her circle, but what if those people not really looking out for her? You know,
and that's another side to it.
So the thing is here, and the point being is that since April looked at her social media and she's seen the effort she has tried to put into her appearance for events and whatever she's doing out in the world. The point is, though, that she recognizes how your
Appearance
image
matters.
Right. So she's tried in other platforms. However, she did not try in this one. So that in itself is a message. And then it's kind of her fault. She's leaving it up to other people to interpret what that means.
Which is true, and I do agree with that. I agree with that. But then again, I also can see maybe why she don't want to put herself together. Like, why am I gonna sit here, put myself out to the world that you done cheated on me? That's what has to be freaking humiliating.
She chose to be the one that said, "Let's do this video."
But then that was my thing. But then too, how do we not know that homeboy ain't over here coaching her? Because her other video, she sounded like a straight robot. Like a straight robot, to the point it was a little fishy. It was like, okay, something is wrong. Don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Don't know if homeboy got you tied up or you. I don't know. I don't know.
But we have this sense of unease about that whole situation. Yes. We will probably never know what the true story is. But yeah, we won't. Do you have thoughts on this? I know you were trying to.
Yeah, I was.
So I wanted to comment on that. Like, we only see what they post, obviously, because social media. So we can only infer like what we see from their videos. Like you said, analyzing her pictures on her social media and stuff like that. But I think also us as viewers of social media, you know, being followers of these people or whatever, we have to take stuff at face value, you know, especially him. if you know, like, I always, when I see someone that claims to be an expert, like, how are you an expert at something?
What your credentials?
Yeah, exactly. License, like, how can you claim to be something? So I always kind of be like, oh, okay, I hear what you're saying, but all right, I'm gonna leave it at that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And especially with calling someone or saying a couple are goals, like, that's goals right there. And I saw that a lot, but I feel like lately a lot of this has been happening, like, you know, with Quavo and Saweetie. People are like, their goals, like, they're so cute, blah, blah, blah. And then they come out that they're having issues. And it's like this on top of this. And like, even a lot of other couples lately in the last year, I've seen a lot of issues. And so we really have to take what we see at face value, especially with social media. Of course, everything's going to look all cute and stuff. And even in this situation, like, it's something bad, but they try to make it sound like it's not that bad. We're here now. We're healing. And like, what's really going on? So, yeah, I think a lesson to learn from all of this is just, you know, take it with a grain of salt. You know, like, especially him being an expert in relationships or whatnot, or, you know, relationships that we see that are super cute. Be like, okay, that's cool. But, you know, everyone's, like you said earlier, everyone's relationships are different. And just, you know, acknowledging that and then saying, all right, you know, what I have is what I have, what they have is what they have. And I don't know. I try not to get too much. Like, I don't even follow him. I didn't even know who he was until all of this. And so, like, I mean, I see the videos, but I'm like, you know what? You know, that's what they're going through. I hate that people have to put all of this on social media. But that's what he's kind of created his life around, like, you know, posting every day. But it doesn't have to be that way. Like, you know what to keep private. When you cheat, or if your spouse cheats, keep that private. You do not have to go on social media and say, you know, we decided to separate because of blah, blah, blah. All right, cool. Like, that didn't have to go out that next minute after you found out. Like, give it a month, give it a year, and then, you know, let people know what's going on. I feel like people put too much out there, and you know, then now we're involved. You know, like, we wouldn't even have to have a podcast about this whole situation if they didn't go on social media and start talking about it. So,
but I never know.
I have a theory. Do y'all think that they came out with this because maybe the mistress may be threatened to come out and say stuff? Because it was found allegedly, or I think he did a bit, that he was paying them hush money to keep them quiet. And so
I didn't hear that one yet, but
yeah, apparently, allegedly, he was paying them hush money to keep them quiet. So that's why I was wondering if if it came out because maybe the mistress was gonna come out and say something. I mean, the same way she done posted all the receipts too. So she just didn't care.
Well, it's multiple.
Like, no, she was like, this is it, you know. And so I wonder what was the reason for them to tell the world this, because they kept it quiet for several years. He's been doing this for years. Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering why now? Like, why now? Why you choose to do it now?
Well, the book.
And so, and it's just like when a lot of people
that's my theory.
And I feel like a lot of people who are influencers, when things are going to come out because somebody is trying to blackmail them, they always try to do it before someone blackmails them. They try to put their information out first to like kind of clear the air. So I wonder if it was some kind of, I don't know, premeditated, I don't know, to make them say, okay, let's do this before so-and-so does it. I don't know. I wonder.
I know. Viewers, yeah.
Honestly, it's really hard to trust anything on the internet these days, because this whole story could be a conspiracy theory, could be completely made up, and we would have no idea. Those text messages that his mistress sent could have been photoshopped. We don't know. It's honestly, and this is probably another conspiracy theory, but like it's probably all a stunt for the book that he cannot stop advertising. Going through the hardest time of his life. Like,
he can't stop advertising it. You're right. He's still advertising it.
So he still got to feed his kids, though. He still got to feed his kids.
Like, I hope that nobody is spending their money on him and buying this book, because what they're gonna get is garbage. It's full of shit.
It is. He needs to retire. He don't ever need to give relationship advice ever again in his life. He need to take his own words and he need to practice what he preach. Because I called him years ago. I said something ain't right with him. I said it's too good to be true. Something not right. And look at God. I came around and brought it back to the light. Look.
For me, he was to me, again, with like Destiny said, he didn't have any credentials. And he didn't even have life experience from my level, because I think he came out a while ago and I heard him talking and I was like, who is this child? Like, okay. and then I went on about my business, and then I think I seen him. He pops up every now and then because he has all these strong opinions on things. He pop up on my timeline. I don't know. I'm doing something wrong with my life because he was on there. But so I never paid him any attention like Destiny. It was just like, oh, okay. I don't know who crowned you the relationship, anything. But I also want to, before we close this out, I wanted to say that I disagree to an extent that he's totally canceled out, because he who is without sin cast the first stone, on top of now he got experience. He got life experience behind him, and however he moves forward with this is how, I mean, he may move forward and learn something. He may move forward and not, but it's still a lesson no matter what. So, and I think their book is about healing together, which they're still in the process of healing together from my personal experience. And it's going to take a little bit longer. And I think that's what her appearance is showing, that I don't think she's quite where her words are. You know what I'm saying? Well, we talked about a lot. I think this Derrick Jaxn situation has brought up a lot in individuals. And I think that's why it's like a hit dog or holler. And that's why people are so emotional about this topic. Leave your comments. I love hearing the comments and seeing where people's mindset is. Again, this is relationship goals should not be based on you see a snippet of someone's life. Be true to yourself. And with that, we're going to go on something to marinate on before we close out our day.
All right. So March is Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Month. And for those who don't know what multiple sclerosis or MS is, it is a disease of the central nervous system that causes symptoms throughout the body, various symptoms. It can be numbness in limbs, it can be migraines, it could be paralysis, it could be loss of balance, a lot of different things. But one of the only ways to diagnose this will be like MRIs to see your brain function, your spinal cord, also a spinal tap to get your spinal fluid. Just a few different tests to diagnose what it could be, because as common as the symptoms seem, they have to do a lot of tests to really determine what it is. So most major health organizations estimated the amount of Americans or people who live in the United States that suffer with MS to be about 400,000. However, it may actually be closer to 1 million people who actually suffer from MS that may go undiagnosed for years because, like I mentioned, the symptoms are so common that it could be misdiagnosed as something else. So I actually was diagnosed this month with MS, and so I definitely wanted to bring awareness to this. It's something new for me, and I know a lot of people may not really know what MS is, and so I felt like it was really important to just bring awareness to this and, maybe save or help somebody who's also suffering. But, if you're interested in finding out more about MS, there's a site that I actually found. It's called MS Society, and you can find it on social media and their website. There's also a lot of different organizations that have more information about symptoms and, providers that you can see to, figure out if that is your diagnosis. All right, y'all. Well, anyways, thank y'all so much for tuning into today's episode. We covered a lot. And I hope that you all, got something from it. Leave some comments below. Let us know how you feel about the topics that we've covered. And then we'll see y'all next week for our next episode. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.